Didn't know you had this fancy little thing here, but I actually want to talk a little bit about the 1% surtax fact sheet that we have found online. And we actually have some questions about it that we've tried to get answers to from the county, from the wild spaces, public places, but with no luck. And the first thing I'd kind of like to address is the statement in here where it says it's going to cost every household $57 on top of what we are paying now in the surtax. What we've tried to find out is, where do you get that number? It's put in here as $57 more than you're paying now, and it's a 100% increase on the surtax, so that adds up to $114. If we do some positive numbers on households in Alachua County, it's 105,000 households, $49 million a year. We're kind of off here. Then we can take a little bit to the tourists. Let's say the tourists pay some, which they do, and which you state in here. But as you can see, you don't state how much. You said which, while difficult to track a large percentage of the surtax revenue, would come from out-of-town visitors and commuters to Alachua County. Large percentage. A large percentage, is it 20 million from visitors? We're not talking Orlando. I mean, 49 million, and you're saying that a large percentage of that is coming from tourists, but you're not backing up the numbers, and you're not answering our questions either. So I done some numbers. We're talking over $300 per household, and I deducted 16 million to tourists on that one, and we are still at over $300 per household. And I added the numbers on that one, 105,000 households, which is probably a little bit on the high end if you look on the general part. Then I also look at the fact about affordable housing. I read on Wild Spaces Public Places, there's been a lot of you guys being out there saying, hey, we're going to build affordable houses, but Wild Spaces Public Places, they actually state you cannot build from the surtax. You can buy more land, which you've been doing pretty well since 2020. You can buy more land, but you can't build from those money. But you're telling people you don't, I think this is very misleading. You're not being fair with the public.
Thank you for your questions. Nope. I'm an old lady school teacher, middle school, 22 years, y'all, with a behavior disorders degree, so just don't push me. And I haven't had to use this all year, not all year. All right, thank you. Next speaker. We'll address some of these questions as you all finish up.
So I have some concerns about the nominations. We have been working very diligently and seeking out public records as far as your land acquisitions and the nomination process. I would like some direction, some understanding of how that works. Who nominates those? What do you consider a citizen? What do you consider public? What do you consider an organization? We've asked relevant questions to the county. Nobody seems to want to answer our questions. And when we do ask these questions, we're ping-ponged from one person, one department to another. No one will give us the facts. That's all we want are the facts. We want the numbers. We want an understanding of what's going on with this money. Do we have a plan? Do we have a plan in place of what you're going to use this money for with the roads, with the fire departments, with the affordable housing? Does Board of County Commissioners have a plan in place at this point, or is it something that we're just going to make up as we go along? I'm very concerned about how things are moving along. Some of these acquisitions, these poor people here, let's nominate that portion so that they don't lose their portion. You know, you've bought up...
Excuse me, you guys, let her finish.
You've bought up so much property in this county, and these people are having to fight for their rights to keep their property. But you're not willing to, unless, they're going to give you 37 acres. That's wonderful. But how much money have you spent of our tax dollars, our surtax money, to buy other property that nobody can even get on? Nobody can even enter those properties.
I said my piece. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Come right on.
My name is Virginia Faust. I bought property in 2020 in Alachua County. It took me 11 months to get water and electric. I contacted my county commissioner. Still took 11 months. I have 4,000 acres of county wild spaces property around me. Now there is no security. You got people trespassing. You don't have the money for cleanup, the garbage. All hours of the night, gunshots, everything else. You call the police, they can't get out. I'm wondering what's going to do for our safety in these communities with this wild spaces.
Excuse me, could you tell me where you live? Close?
Hawthorne, Florida.
Hawthorne? All right, thank you.
Zone 4.
Commissioners, are we, can,
Yeah, can I ask some of those questions?
yes, this is what I was going to ask. If any of our commissioners would like to respond to the questions that these folks had about the surtax.
Chair, I can
Commissioner?
do some of the response. So
Okay.
I don't have those numbers in front of me, so I can't do the details, but we do know that about 30% or so of our sales tax revenues are generated by tourists coming and visiting our community. And that doesn't necessarily, no, I don't mean those numbers. I mean the detailed numbers that our staff use to generate the fact sheet. I don't have those in front of me. So and they are not here because I don't see Mark here or Tommy.
I have some good numbers
But-
I could share.
Go for it.
No, if, can't share tonight, but if you all would like, I can come to you, or you can make an appointment to come see us. I'm kind of surprised that you're saying you're not hearing from us, because generally, we're probably some of the most responsive folks, and I'm sorry if... Okay, but I'm just saying, if you all really, want these answers, we're available.
Well,
And go ahead.
I guess I was just going to say on the affordable housing thing, actually 15% of the sales tax revenue can be used to build workforce housing. If you look at the statute, our attorney is at the end, so he could probably chime in on this. And so in addition to purchasing land for affordable housing. So what we're saying when we say we're going to build affordable housing is, one, there's that 15%, but also in purchasing land and doing public-private partnerships with developers who do affordable housing, that would be a big part of this. That would be a big part of this, is trying to acquire land to make the provision of affordable housing more tenable, because if you take the land cost out of the equation, then you get the opportunity to actually create something that's affordable. So that's what we mean when we say affordable housing. And the county, and that's only the county's portion. The county has voted to put 70% of our allocated dollars of the half-cent additional to roads projects and 30% to affordable housing of the half-cent. The other half-cent would remain in wild spaces, public places, and would be used the same way it has been used for provision of recreational space and conservation space. And we have added 2 new positions to or 3 new positions to our audit board, including somebody with auditing and accounting experience and somebody with real estate experience, in order to make sure that we have the right kind of people to look at these projects as we expand the funding that we're providing.
And I'd like to chime in, too, the reference you made to wild spaces being able to buy property like this, that's what it's for. And we have bought pieces of property like this at people letting us know. And the way it is nominated, you can nominate your land, or anybody, you can nominate anybody's land. And land goes on to a list, or it goes before a board, because there have been a few properties that I have presented for the board or had a neighbor do that. So that it goes, and then this board looks at the land to see how it scores in terms of. Not this board, and yes, there's.
The land conservation.
The land, yeah, so anybody can nominate a piece of property, anybody can. And if these folks decided that that's what they wanted to do, they could absolutely do that. And that's what the Wild Spaces Public Places money is for. And I don't know if you've had a chance out to get to Cuskawilla yet, but that land has been bought by you. It's a camp, and it's going to be, we're working on getting it more and more developed every year. It's been used for summer camp for kids, free camp for the last 2 summers that it's been open. The swimming pool is available now to the folks and anybody in the county who wants to come in the weekends to use it. So we are trying to make sure that these properties that you're buying are available to you. So you are owners. So the Wild Spaces Public Places money is the first go-to that anybody like this group that says, well, what about Wild Spaces money? Can we use that? So we know it's a valuable pot of money that people have put in together throughout the county. And so if there's something that you see out by you that you want saved, preserved for your use, nominate it.
If there's a problem with security on one of those properties, if you wouldn't mind, I know you probably don't want to announce your address.
People that take care of it in our area, and they said they'll get wildlife, but it's all the time. Alachua County's deputies, I don't know if y'all are short-handed, I don't know what. I
We-
never see them over on that end.
So-
Across the creek. Never.
Okay.
There's no protection. What we're gonna end up with is a bunch of drugs and that, and people,
Yeah,
homeless
like-
camps out there.
And that's a lot.
Let us know.
Yeah,
Yeah, just y'all need to let us know. Call us, come us, we'll come there. There's not any of us up here who will not come find you if you'll invite us.
And it is posted.
Okay, we'll talk, I promise, we'll talk some more, I promise.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else?